Hey YouTube, so today we're gonna build a new quad since I crashed my last one, and I have some parts I'm gonna use in it. I got these Emax 2206 2300 kV motors. Those are pretty sweet. The red bottoms, race spec 2205s. Um, I'm not really keen on these motors. I much prefer to have probably like a 2306 motor just because they have a higher torque, and I don't do racing, but it seems like the market is going for the racing, or leaning towards racing, and not so much for us who want battery efficiency out of their flight. Um, I don't need to rock it around. I like to do more freestyle and stuff, and you don't need to rock around for that. And then I have the Run Cam Rotor Riot Edition. I'm going to put that in there. And it's funny how, you know, nobody likes Banggood, but it's all made in China. Whether it's a replica or not, I don't think they're getting away with putting the Run Cam label on them. And I just have an old VTX here, 600 milliwatt. It's got some channels, but you can't change the wattage. I usually fly alone anyway, so I don't have a big issue with that. And then I have 4 Racer Star 30 amp ESCs. I'm going to reuse these, and they seem to be doing pretty well. I'm going to use the Flip 32F4 flight controller. This one does not have the OSD, so it is what it is, I guess. Someday I'll get one, and just because I have a hard time remembering things, I downloaded the sheet for reference. You'd be using the Real ACC PDB XPW, so it's got a dual back 140 amp current sensor on there. I think I'm going to add a capacitor on here, see if that cleans up video. I know that the Run Cam is supposed to be pretty good at doing filtering. I don't know for sure, so we're going to try that out. And then I will be using soft mounting the Real ACCs. These came from Banggood, and they're pretty soft. So here's the ones that came off the quad, and just screwing them together here. They're pretty soft, so I'll be reusing these. And I took my buzzer beeper off the board. I will be mounting that through wires. I don't like the idea of direct mounting it right to the board, especially when it's sitting on top of the board. It's just adding for issues. If you crash and break your frame, you know, it has a tendency to mush everything together. So bad idea, in my opinion. I know Mr. Bardwell swears by it, but I think it's a bad idea. And then the frame. As you can see, I haven't opened it yet. Straight from China. Just came in the mail today. And let's see what we got. Real ACC Martian II 220. Kind of excited to see this. I'm really excited, actually. Obviously, everybody knows that this is the alien clone. So what you get, some arms. Oh, they're pretty thick. Top plate and a base plate. Wow, that's tiny. Holy. Just for comparison, here's the top plate out of my Nighthawk 250. Just a little bit longer than the top plate. And then the bottom plate, holy moly. There's going to be some lost real estate. As you can see, this one didn't fare too well in the crash. Maybe I'll put up some footage of that. I know I posted it privately on my Facebook page, but that was mainly for my friends to see my stupidity. And wow, I kind of like this. Kind of concerned about this when I ordered it, so it was just a piece of fiberglass here. Sorry about my focus isn't working all that well. So, being that I want to use the other PDB, I don't know. I'm gonna have to relook at all that, and I might go with this one. But basically, this piece here is you can use it instead of this one, or you can use them together, I suppose. I suppose that would probably add more rigidity to the frame. And then we got some camera mounts. This goes over your stack to protect it. And this goes on the back of the frame to supposedly to add more rigidity to that. And this is goes on the back of your camera. So you got some feet, some pads for landing. It's pretty good. Ooh, I like purple standoffs. They're really light too. Really light. And miscellaneous hardware. A whole bag of nuts and screws and bolts and all that. And a nice XT60. I like that. I was kind of running low on those. And some nice directions here. Somewhat, anyway. Yeah, it'll get me started. So yeah, I'm excited to get this together. So with that, I'm gonna pop these pieces out. Take a closer look at them here. Milling work isn't too bad. It's pretty flexible. Base plates, we have some milling damage here. It's probably dull tooling. Although overall it doesn't appear to be too bad. So I just can't get over how small that is, though. That is just I am blown away. I guess I'm used to the bigger quads. Let's check out these arms. Yeah, quality isn't too bad. You can see some layers in there. Millwork isn't too bad. One thing I notice about these Chinese cuts and stuff is that, or the carbon fiber, I'm not sure what kind of resin they use in it, but it seems duller than a high quality frame. Oh, they're pretty rigid. Let me see if I can find my caliper. Oh, found my caliper. This one is, what is that? 165 thousandths. So yeah. Oh wait, everybody wants to use metric. I'm sorry. Here we go. I think we're still on inch here. Yep, 4mm arms. How are they all? Pretty good. 4.2. 4.2. 4.1. 4.1. 4.2. So we got one narrower by a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. And then the top plate here is 1.5. And base plate is 2.1 or 2mm. And our camera mounts here, these look like 1.5s also. Oh, lots of carbon dust. I feel sorry for those factory workers. 1.5, 1.5. Piece that goes on the back. 1.5. Here's the fiberglass sheets, 1mm, and the PCB, or the PDB, power distribution board, PCB. And this unit here is 1.5mm thick. Don't look too bad. And what do we got for standoff height here is 35. 35.3. There's some nice little ones in here. And for the back piece. Anyway, I'll clean up here and start getting this thing together for you. So I'm back. I went and put a little chamfer on all the edges. I did that with a stone and under running water. Carbon fibers, probably the dust isn't all that great to breathe. So I did that. I did that on the arms. So yeah, then I did it to the camera mounts, just on this here. Didn't really get too into it. So for the camera mounting, it was kind of weird here. So I have my little protractor thing. So we've got a 15-degree close to 30 degree, and this one's going to be a little bit more difficult. I can get this leg here to sit flat. It's close to 40 degrees there. So a 15, 30, and 40 degree. And I like to run 25 degrees. So I guess I will be learning how to fly 30 degrees because I think 15 just, I don't know. I'll have to try that out and maybe start learning to fly at 30 degree. Seems a little extreme to me though. I don't like to rip around too fast. Anyway, put that off to the side and we will start putting this thing together. So as you can see here, it comes with some nylock nuts and some, I believe these are 6mm screws, 8mm screws, and 12mm screws. And they're all button head, so I believe these are the 6mm are all for the top and bottom plate. These ones are for the legs, so paying attention here. This will be the front because you have your camera mount slices here, and then it's already getting some pretty good heft to it. So that'll be that, and then I should be able to screw these on here, and they're loose. So I'm going to have to find a washer. Sorry about that. Keep running out of room, so there it is, soldered up. I do this because if you crash and eject a battery, this will flex and it won't destroy your connector. It's always a good thing to have something in here to give it some flex so your battery will just pull right out. So it can either destroy your XT60 or it can actually pull the leads right out of the battery. And I've had that happen before. But it was kind of a cool thing, so because now I have 4 cells. I took that one, and so in here you get some cool stickers, an Allen wrench, a motor, and some hardware. So pull this all out to the side here, and I'll use the Allen wrench. Just take these. Oh, you'd think this would be my first time turning a screw. So there we have now I'll take these ESCs. Before I do this, I kind of want to cut this off and put some conformal coating on them. So I think I'll do that. I'll just cut the shrink wrap off, put some conformal coating on them, and I will be back. Back again here, just tinning up wires, the motors. Well, my ESCs are drying. So yeah, I did trim these a little bit. And, so for the ESCs. So I've got these conformal coated now. And they're pretty dry. Yeah. So I'll do is I'll put some heat shrink on after I solder these on. So I'm going to do that right now. And start with this one. Like that. So what I'll do now is go around and trim up these power wires. And take this flight controller off of here. So I'll cut this a little bit longer. pretty much all mounted. So I'll take some double-sided tape, put it underneath of them. A little added extra protection. I have this stuff here. And I'll cut 4 thin pieces off of it. So what I do is I just cut down the middle, and probably about that wide there. Use my tweezers, I guess. Can't remember who makes this double-sided tape, but it's for hobby cars and stuff, and it sticks really good. Can of soda over here making me thirsty. So I'll put these on there, and that'll protect it. And I'm going to favor this side because my props are going to spin this way and this way. And just regular black tape. That's how I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to do this off camera though. Alright, protector's on. The reason why I do that is when the prop comes around, if it fluxes down and hits that ESC, it's less likely to damage it with another chunk of prop on it. So I'll put some foam feet on quick. Well, sorry about that. I ran out of space on my camera, so I kind of went ahead and just finished putting it together. What do I think of it? The camera mount doesn't work. This piece here that's supposed to go on the back of the camera to hold it at its proper angle does not fit the Runcam Swift Rotor Riot edition. What happens is the little plugins, the tabs for those hit on here, so you can't get them in. or get this on it. The camera sticks out further than I'd like it. I tried to flip the whole thing to get this screw back further. You can do it if you go in here and grind off the tabs, otherwise it'll hit this standoff here. Maybe down the road I might do that. So yeah, then nice clean fit with just the flight controller in there. You can see how I mount. I only have one zip tie holding that, and then some double-sided tape that just sticks up there. I have to play around, but I got some TPU coming, so I'll 3D print a GoPro holder for it. And then the battery. It's going to sit on here someplace, I think. I'm not sure how much forward or back, but other than that, it wasn't too terribly bad. I guess my biggest gripe about it would be the camera mount. And I don't know, seems pretty rigid. Yeah, it's pretty rigid. So not too bad. So then I got there's a plug-in on the VTX, so I can just, if I need to work on it, I can take the 8 bolts out of the top plate, pull it up, unplug it, set that off to the side, and you got plenty of space to work around. The antennas, I kind of did this one. Doesn't want to stay put. Maybe I'll put a zip tie or something there, or I'll just leave them. I have them set at a kind of a weird angle, I guess. One's up and one's down a little. Anyway, sorry about not fully going through it all. If you have any questions or anything, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, take care.